everybody. Sorry this video is late this month. Between KCON and getting sick and losing my voice, well, delays. This video is for drama reviews for the month of July. So let's get started. The first drama we have for today is A Divorce Lawyer in Love. It's about a divorce lawyer and her assistant, and stuff happens and they kind of switch roles, and yeah, they follow a few divorce cases, and it's kind of interesting. Now, the reason I watched it was because it was mainstream and I kind of wanted to see what the male lead was capable of. The female lead, I had seen her before. A lot of people tend to find her pretty annoying in her roles. Sometimes I think she's annoying, but sometimes she's okay. I mean, once she gets past the flighty phase and gets a little more serious, she's not so bad. I think it's her voice. Her voice mostly is a little bit annoying. So the overall feeling from this drama I got was very... Okay, the way the relationship progressed was kind of unrealistic and jarring to me. It was very like, people don't change that much, is basically what I'm saying. This woman was a horrible woman. She was horrible. And she gradually changed into not so horrible. And that, I don't believe, is something that happens. It was just too much. The male lead was pretty good. A lot of the acting was a bit over the top, but then I kind of feel like that was what they were going for, because I've seen him do more subdued roles. He was in A Wrong in the Magistrate, and that role was pretty serious. So I don't think it was him specifically, but more the role. So if he does show up in the future, I will probably watch it. Overall, the drama's not so bad if you cut out the way she was in the beginning. There's even a twist in it, so it wasn't horrible. The relationship just didn't move very smoothly or realistically, so it was very like abrupt and jarring, and I didn't like that. But once you get past all of that, it's not so bad, actually. It's pretty good. Because the beginning was the way it was and the relationship took me a while to come around to, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Next drama on the list is Producer. It's about a bunch of people who are producers. Follows them around like they're on some sort of documentary is the way it was shot. Now, I watched it for Kim Soo-hyun and for IU and the other female lead. Her name escapes me. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I really liked the cast. They were all stellar. Everybody did a great job. Now, a lot of people expected Producer to be a forthright drama, but it was shot very differently, kind of an oddball way, with lots of awkward silences and more, I don't want to say realistic, but it's kind of the way it is. Like, it flowed the way real human interaction flows. Watching the show, it definitely helps to have some knowledge about variety shows and the people in them. They make a lot of references to people who are often shown in variety shows, so it's an inside joke for anybody who knows who they are. Lee Sung-gi made a guest appearance. He somehow, whenever he plays himself in dramas, he plays a huge jerk, which is, I'm hoping, the way he's not in real life, but whenever he does roles as himself, he plays a complete jerk, and it's hilarious. There wasn't a whole lot of romance in this drama, which is kind of why I watch dramas. Even, I mean, obviously romantic comedies have romance, but even melodramas tend to have romance just steeped in all of this craziness. Romance is part of the reason why I like these dramas so much, and there wasn't a whole lot of that. There was some, but nothing that really came, well, let me not spoil it. There wasn't a whole lot of romance in this one. Overall, because I do watch variety shows and I do watch dramas, it was interesting to kind of see a backstage look of how things go. And I mean, you know that the PDs test all of the games, but you watch them test the games and make up parameters and follow stars around and the whole, I'm sure it's not completely like that in real life, but it's probably pretty close. So it was interesting in that respect. Because it was the way it was, and because I'm a sucker for romance, and there was some but not a lot, and it was kind of overall pretty tame. There were no super overly dramatic moments. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. It's definitely better than A Divorce Lawyer in Love, but it's not one of the best dramas I've seen. Last for the month of July, there's only 3 this month, is Warm and Cozy or Jeju Island Gatsby. Jeju Island Gatsby or Warm and Cozy is about a rich kid who kind of sets up in Jeju, and he runs a restaurant there, and this girl ends up in Jeju too, and they knew each other from the past, and they end up running the restaurant together, and stuff happens, and there's drama, and yeah. there's that sickness. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I totally watched this for Jin Young of B1A4. He was in it. I love Jin Young. He's one of my favorite people in K-pop, so there was no way I was gonna miss it. He did a great job, by the way. Go Jin Young. Now, I also like the male lead and I like the female lead. The actors, they did a good job as well. There were a few cameos at the beginning. Soji Sub was there, I think, because he was filming his own drama in Jeju at the time, but keep an eye out for him. It took me a second to realize it was him, but I'm like, that's him. One more thing about the actors, the female antagonist, the second female lead, I really didn't like the way she acted. It was very robotic, and I didn't look up to see if she's an actress only or if she's like in a group or something, but her acting needed some work, like big time. It was so hard to watch. It's the worst I've seen in a while. Now, the relationships in this drama at the beginning were kind of confusing to me because you sort of knew how characters felt, but they didn't really portray it that way, so it was a little bit confusing to me. But after a while I realized that, you know, she's acting this way because she doesn't want him to know, and he's acting this way because he's stupid. Like, after you figure all of that out, I'm like, okay, now I can really settle into the drama, and I really ended up liking it. I liked the push and pull between the two main characters, and the second male lead, the guy who's after the main female, he did a good job too. I've seen him somewhere before, I can't quite recall, but I'm pretty sure it was a bad guy role. He's got the face of a villain. Not that that's a bad thing. But yeah, after you got through the, okay, now I understand why everybody's acting the way they're acting thing, it became a lot better. This drama kind is one of those has something for everyone dramas. There's an older love line as well as the younger story. If anybody doesn't know, there's a thick accent on Jeju Island that's sometimes hard for like people with a Seoul accent to understand. So there's some subtitles for, in case anybody was wondering why those were there. So warm and cozy, I really liked it. Taking Jin Young out of the picture, it was a good drama. The setting was nice. Jeju Island is gorgeous. I liked the way the characters interacted with each other, and it wasn't super frustrating, just a little bit, but not super frustrating. At times it did slow down a bit, so I did pick up my phone once or twice. I gave Warm and Cozy or Jeju Island Gatsby a 3.5 out of 5 because it was probably the best drama I watched this month. So those are all the dramas I have for the month of July. I'm towards the end of Orange Marmalade, so that's guaranteed for next month at least. If you want to see my reviews for last month, the month of June, I know how the months go, you can click somewhere up here, probably if I remember to link it. I think I want to do a KCON video, so keep an eye out for that too if you're interested. A little recap on what happened 2015, some grievances, some highlights, you know, the usual. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next month. Bye.